you feel is responsible for your team's struggles this season?
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around, right? I mean, I'll take responsibility, right? I'm the owner.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In today's video, we are going to talk about a Yankees pitcher that's finally coming back, that is incredible, that did incredible, and now he's back from a slight injury, and that's good news. Not only that, but we're going to talk about Aaron Judge, and he's making a major step towards recovering, and this is a good sign. Not only that, but we're going to finish off with some MLB news regarding the New York Mets and their owner, Steve Cohen, speaking out to the media regarding the team being like 8.5 games back on the wild card. And basically their chances are basically 0 to none, at least based on history in the past. But anyways, let's get into this video, and thank you for watching. So like I said, Ian Hamilton is back on the Yankees, and if you've been watching the Yankees, he's been an elite reliever, and definitely he's someone that I'm happy we're getting back, because we're definitely going to need him going forward, especially after this groin injury. He's good, he's back, and this is what he had to say.
Now, Ian, just how excited are you to get back out there?
Looking forward to it. It's been a long time.
What told you that the injury was behind you, you were good to go?
Definitely after the first rehab stint down there, felt pretty good, and then bounced back the next day, so started to feel pretty normal, and just kind of started doing normal stuff and felt good.
You haven't been on a big league mound since mid-May, but when you look at early this season, you really had tremendous success up here. How do you go about trying to duplicate that success now?
Just going to go pitch by pitch and then just see what happens, and not try to do too much and not try to outperform anything, and just kind of go out by out and everything.
In those rehab starts, how was the ball coming out of your hand?
Felt good, felt normal, and then it felt good to be down there feeling like that, so up here should be about the same.
We talked a lot early this season about that Slambia. What do you think why is that pitch so effective for you?
Definitely just gives a different look compared to other pitches. It's like just everyone says it just kind of jumps out a little different, so anything to get an edge up here is going to help.
Definitely happy to be back, and definitely he's going to make a major impact in the games that he plays. Now, going forward, not only that, but this is what the guys at Yes had to say about Ian coming back.
Jack, the Yankees have the best bullpen in the major leagues, and they get an extra arm back tonight in Ian Hamilton.
And Ian Hamilton was terrific for the Yankees before that injury. He's one of 4 American League pitchers who have a better than 30% strikeout rate and a better than 50% ground ball rate. So he goes in there and either gets a strikeout or he gets them to hit the ball on the ground. 34% K rate, 57% ground ball rate. So their bullpen has been the highlight of the season for them, and now they get Hamilton back to contribute.
That's good to hear, and I'm glad Ian is back, and hopefully we can see him in action and produce some good numbers going forward and not get the yips like some other players in the MLB. But that's a whole different video. Anyways, let's go on to the next topic, which is Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, as I've been talking about in my last few videos, if you haven't seen them, go check it out. I talk about Aaron Judge and his status right now in the MLB, where he is injured. The guy's injured. He hurt his big right toe, and if you know anything about toes and feet, the big toe is a big deal. That's how you walk, that's how you run, especially in baseball. Torquing and freaking not twerking, but torquing to kind of go and hit that baseball. You need your big toes, right? It's something that we don't really think about, but it's a big deal, right? If you were to lose your big toe, you need to grab your thumb and then put your thumb as a toe. I think that's right. Someone correct me in the comments down below. But anyways, going back to Aaron Judge, we saw a pretty good sign today that he started to play catch. Yes, it's a small step, and yes, maybe he's not using his big toe too much, but it shows some balance. It shows that he's not really feeling too much pain right now there, and it's a good step.
Now, Chris, let's just be honest. There has been a major void that has not been filled since Aaron Judge landed on the injured list. And there was a sight for sore eyes earlier today here in Oakland. Check that out. Aaron Judge doing some baseball activity for the first time since landing on that injured list after crashing into the wall at Dodger Stadium back on June 3rd. Now, it's a small step, just playing catch. He's going to have to go through a lot more steps until he is back on the active roster. But Aaron Judge said it was good to get out there. He didn't feel too much in his toe, so that's encouraging, but still a lot more to do to get himself back. Now, I asked Aaron Boone earlier today, at what point in time during this process does he start to think that it's a realistic possibility in getting Aaron Judge back?
When I really start seeing him hitting, because I think, really being able to torque and turn on that back foot and stuff. So when he gets to that point where he starts, being able to let it go hitting wise, that'll be a good indicator that now it's just about getting them built up and ready to go.
And Jack and Chris, you guys were talking about those offensive woes. In the 19 games since Aaron Judge has been on that injured list, they have scored the fewest runs in Major League Baseball, and they have scored 3 runs or fewer in 13 out of the last 19 games.
And as you heard, definitely Aaron Boone says that it's a good step. It's something that is, and as you heard, Aaron Boone definitely is waiting to see when he starts to hit, and then that can give him a better idea of him possibly coming back this season to actually start playing. And that would be huge. But we got to take it step by step. We cannot get our hopes up thinking that Aaron Judge will get back very, very soon, because in reality, this is a major injury. And if we want him fully recovered and not going back on the injured list for this injury, then most likely he's going to have to miss this season. But at least it's a good sign that he's throwing, getting there. And I agree with Boone. Once we start seeing him hit and start using that back leg and that toe and all this stuff, then that's when we can actually start thinking, hey, maybe this guy could come back this season. But don't hold your breath. And to finish off this video, we are going to talk about the New York Mets. Yes, the Mets that always seem to find a way to fumble the bag. Even with their new owner, Steve Cohen, he's been doing everything possible to make this a dream team for Mets fans, and he shelled out like $500 million to try to get this team up and running. He has the core philosophy that a team will win if they have a farm system. But right now, with the team he got, he needs to go out there and spend money in free agency. And that's what he went out and did. He got everyone that basically, if you ask anyone, was on their wish list and put them on his team. But the thing that I always see and I always think about and I always tell my Mets friends is that this team does not have chemistry. I don't see it with the Polar Pete. I don't see it with Lindor. I don't see it with Mad Max, and I don't see it with Verlander. I feel like these pieces are just all over the place just to kind of solve a problem, which is the New York Mets. And there is no team chemistry bonding them together. You have a bunch of egos there, and some of these guys still have problems regarding the rat in the dugout. Remember that? The rat in the dugout and Lindor lying about it and whatever. McNeil, ever since that moment on, I knew that this team had problems in the sense that, dude, this team chemistry is way off, and it starts with Lindor, and it sucks because you signed Lindor to a major contract, and what else can you really do but keep him there? So you got him there. Anyways, I'm very weary on people that smile way too much, and I'm also very weary when people call someone Mr. Smiley or whatever the case is. There's something wrong behind that smile there. I don't know. But anyways, it all starts with Lindor, and it starts with all these other players that I feel like they do not match well. When you have players on your team saying, hey, I'm going to consider going and waiving my no trade clause to go to a contending team to try to win a World Series, I think you have a major problem. If you think that is your ace, you have a major problem. And definitely Steve Cohen had to come out and address this situation.
You feel is responsible for your team's struggles this season?
Well, there's plenty of blame to go around, right? I mean, I'll take responsibility, right? I'm the owner. And so, listen, ultimately, for some reason, we're not as crisp as we were last year. We had a lot of players perform really well last year, and this year they're not performing quite as well. What the reason is, I don't know. It's a little bit above my pay grade. Okay, it's not my forte. It doesn't mean it has to last all season, but the reality is the reality. Players know it, management knows it, I know it, and hope is not a strategy, right? So this is what we're faced. We don't have a ton of options, right? I mean, until we figure out where we are. There's still a lot of baseball to be played, all the euphemisms, and but I'm a realist. It's June 28th. The trade deadline's August 1st. A little bit more than a month. We got to get going. Listen, I've been clear from day one that I'm still looking for a president of baseball ops. Billy knows. I've had that conversation with him. He's supportive. my view is this is a very complex job, and there's a lot to do, and it's a lot on one person. And so, I mean, obviously we have people under Billy, but from a leadership standpoint, and so that's still out there. And we'll see. At some point, we will fill that position, and my view is Billy will be part of that. I think I've enhanced, at that point I've enhanced the management team, and that's the goal.
Even Steve Cohen agrees that this team is not clicking, and you got to appreciate Steve Cohen as an owner coming out and just being there in front of the media and having like a good positive outlook on the situation. There's no really other way you can go about it. You can try to go and fire some guys and try to make a scene and be the number one guy in the media, but he's not doing that way because there's a lot of things going on where people don't want to work for the Mets. They don't want to work in a big market for some reason, and I think that reason could be the fact that if they fail in New York, they, where else can they really work? And their name gets dragged through the media every single time. And Steve Cohen is still looking for a president of operations, baseball operations, and he still hasn't found anyone. Well, at least to meet his standards. He doesn't want to get a new guy on the scene. He wants to get someone that can actually get the job done and is a veteran. And as you can see, even with the Yankees covering people like, Brian Cashman and having all these guys in this organization for years and years and years, it kind of goes to show that Hal Steinbrenner actually wants to keep these guys because it's hard to find a replacement for these guys. At least people that have experience and can actually get the job done consistently. And I know we always bash on Brian Cashman, but the guy kind of gets the team at least to the playoffs. And that's something that's like a pro of Brian Cashman. But then again, you look at the Mets and then you see the Mets and how they're struggling to just get that second place in the wild card spot, that second place wild card spot, just to go ahead and advance. And even Steve Cohen himself said that only one team has ever done it, to get to that wild card spot after being 8.5 games back or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be really tough. And even the Mets are considering even possibly selling maybe, or, trying to get some more prospects, and maybe Mad Max could go along with that. If you have your ace saying that they're willing to trade that or waive that no trade clause, that's a problem. And definitely, if we ever heard that from a Garrett Cole, dude, get the out of here. Why would we want someone like that? And that just goes to show you the type of toxic energy, team chemistry that they have in that Mets clubhouse. And definitely that's what needs to go first. Definitely Steve Cohen should look at Mad Max and trade that guy as soon as possible, because you don't want that in your team clubhouse. A guy saying, yeah, I'm willing to jump ship to a team that can actually contend. Yeah, I'm not about that. And I don't know how Mets fans feel, or maybe just general fans feel, But let me know in the comments down below how you feel about the Mets and Steve Cohen and this whole mess that's going on regarding them.
How much would you be prepared to add at the deadline if you were, say, in a position like you are now? Or a little bit better?
If I'm in this position, I'm not adding, okay? I mean, I think that would be pretty silly, okay? I mean, I would probably do very little.
But overall, Steve Cohen just doesn't regret the money that he spent on the team. It's a part of the game. And on top of that, what's a few $100 million to a billionaire? Probably not that much. So Steve Cohen, he's doing his thing, and let's see how it all wraps up. My prediction is that the Mets won't make it to the playoffs, or if they do, any team really has a chance. But the way that they're looking at right now, unless they make some major changes at the trade deadline, which I expect them to do, then they have a good solid chance to kind of sneak their way in. It's not impossible. But if they keep going the way that they're going right now without any changes in the trade deadline, I predict that they will not make it to the playoffs. But if they make some changes, I could change my mind. But for now, it's a no. But let me know your best guess down below. Also, let me know your comments about Ian Hamilton being back and how he's going to be an awesome tool to use in that bullpen. Not only that, but also Aaron Judge throwing. Do you think that's a big deal, or do you think that's just nothing? Anyone can throw the ball, even your grandma. Yeah. Or And let me know about Steve Cohen, of course. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I come out with Yankees and MLB news. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.